Let's read a little piece of the Daas Tevunos for today. We're on page 57 of the Friedlander print, Simmons 72. I'm going to check, as I said, if I have to scan more pages. I mean, if I need to, I'll scan more pages. When we're Friedlander's footnote 129, and he's explaining what the Ramchal means about the death is required as it's inescapable from the Eitz Hadas Tov Ra, because seeped into the guf, the dense dark guf, which already started dense and dark, seeped into it is now the poison, the bacteria, the infection of Eitz Hadas Tov Ra. And no matter how good a job the neshama does, the tapas of the neshama coming into the guf is for the neshama to perfect the guf. This is the system of the bria, to perfect the perfectly imperfect world, and the guf fits into that system. The guf is perfectly imperfect, it's dense, it's dark, and the neshama comes into it to perfect it, and that's the tapas of the neshama in the guf. The neshama was given tools to do this, which is Torah and mitzvahs, and that's how the neshama accomplishes its job. After the Eitz Hadas Tov Ra, the guf has this infection bacteria in it, that the neshama can do the best work it can, but it can never bring that perfectly imperfect guf to a level of the perfection that the guf needs to get to, because it can't get rid of that bacteria. In order to get rid of that bacteria, the Rebbe Shalom set up a system where the guf goes back into the dust from which it came, releases that poison, that infection into the ground, and the neshama in the meantime is in the Olam HaNeshamas in Gan Eden, and at Tchias HaMeisim, a rejuvenated neshama, which has gained wattage in the Olam HaNeshamas, as we explained. It's gained more light. At Tchias HaMeisim, that neshama can now go into a guf that has no poison, Eitz Hadas Tov Ra in it. Boom! We have now a guf and neshama that can both walk in together to Olam Haba, because it's so well lit. There's no darkness and density in Eitz Hadas Tov Ra that they can both join together and walk into Olam Haba. So Rav Friedlander says on footnote 129, Al Yidei Rekoven HaGuf Ba'onshe HaKever. This occurs, the release of the Eitz Hadas Tov Ra occurs through the decomposition of the body, and that what the other things that occur in the kever, which the Gemara describes a bit in Shabbos. Elu divrei sefer derech Hashem, and he now quotes from the derech Hashem, part of which we read. Haneshama kol zman heyoyse beguf b'olam hazeh sha'ara dovek bo, as long as the neshama is in the guf, and the guf has this infection in it that it simply can't get rid of in this world. Even the neshama, to a certain degree, takes on a certain darkness because it can't fulfill its job. It can't fully light up the guf. And as we mentioned, we read the Derech Hashem, when something can't fulfill its job that it really wants to do, it also ends up in a state of quote unquote inability, or darkness. Even though through the good deeds that a man does in his lifetime, the neshama does increase its light, but it can't reveal its life through the guf because of the density of the guf. I'm now skipping, we read the rest of this Derech Hashem already. I'm reading now footnote 130. What occurs at Tchias HaMeisim? V'zeh l'sheinei b'sefer Derech Hashem. Derech Hashem explains it this way. Ochein b'shuva neshama b'guf achat tchiyah. When the neshama returns back into the body after Tchias HaMeisim, lotus ma'ed v'lotus alem. The neshama will not be in any state of constriction. It will not be in a state where it's still limited, because the guf is not providing any density, the guf is not giving off any density of darkness. All that's been rid of when that original body decomposed in the ground. It's a new body without the infection and without the rot. Pirish machmas yikuv yaguf. Ela tikonis b'chol zaharel v'chol kochem. The neshama now can enter a guf with its full wattage. And now this guf that has this high wattage neshama come into it, and it's a guf that has no Eitz Daas Tov Ra in it. Now that neshama can fulfill its original job and light up that neshama in a way that was not possible when the guf and the neshama were together in Olam Hazeh. Now the neshama can finally fulfill the tachlis, the job it started while it was in the body in Olam Hazeh but couldn't complete because of the Eitz Daas Tov Ra. We got rid of the Eitz Daas Tov Ra b'kever, and now the neshama can come into that guf and finish the job and be mezakef this guf. Shemiyad bebo haneshama beguf ya'odam ahu yoker v'nal. As soon as the neshama comes into this new body at Trias HaMesim, the guf itself will be precious. It will be elevated. V'gufa yakabel miyad zikuch rishon yis'ale boy mikol ma shehoya kol yemei chayev rishonim v'yazichu kfi kol ma'aseh atoy mish'asek la. And that first zikuch, that first purity, is when the neshama comes into the guf at Trias HaMesim. Boom, the guf now becomes a holy vessel. But that is based on what? How much holiness will that guf become? It's going to be based upon what happened during the lifetime in Olam Hazeh. And then the guf and the neshama together, after that first boom of the neshama coming into the guf at Trias HaMesim and giving it a new light, and the neshama doing now what it couldn't do while it was in Olam Hazeh. And then the neshama and the guf will grow ilui acha ilui, higher and higher, to the level that this person can get to based upon his Torah and his mais and Torah during his lifetime in Olam Hazeh. Yet Hashem will continue tomorrow. All those here that need Yeshua should have Yeshuas. All you need Nechama should have Nechamas. All you need Baracha should have Barachas. All you need Refuah should have Refuahs. Refuahs, Yeshuas, Nechamas, Barachas can only come from the Rebbeinu Shalom. He's the Echad Yochanan Miyuchad. He's the only one that can do it when he wants to, how he wants to, who he wants to. And when we understand this and absorb it, we're doing a perfection of our own imperfect selves, and that perfection of our own imperfect selves affects the whole world. It helps bring about the Gilui HaYichud to the whole world, and that Gilui HaYichud is what will bring Mashiach Tzidkenu here, Yameinu Amen. Everybody take care of yourselves, age, health factors, taking into consideration what you do, what you shouldn't do, where you go, where you shouldn't go. Obviously, everybody continue to follow the Hora'ot as required, and everybody should Zaygizun, Baruch Hashem, tremendous simcha today, tremendous simcha tomorrow. We made a siyum Masechta Midas by doing the Chazorah today on Tamid. We were able to put together diagram 3 of Midos, and a lot of the things we learned in Midos, the different places in the Beis Hamikdash, we put it together with Masechta Tamid, how the Kohanim and the Leviim walked between places in the Beis Hamikdash. What a simcha to know Masechta Midos, to know Masechta Tamid. Mitzvah will finish Masechta Tamid tomorrow. Bezrat Hashem, Mashiach can help us and finish it with us. And then we'll go to Masechta Shkolim and learn all about these Gisporim and how the collection was made. And Sheizeh Hu Seder Hadboides Hatamid, the Beis Hamikdash, Yibonim Her Yameinu Amen. Everybody have a wonderful day. Zay Gesund.